Welcome to episode 3. A little recap on where we are. SpeedyEFI install for the Miata 1993. What we've done to date is we've pre-measured and set up our intake system, not currently installed. We have installed our AFM wideband. That was the last episode, and today we got through some of the worst bits, so we've got quite a list of stuff to try and get through today, to the point that the SpeedyEFI gets bolted in, and we're going to connect up for the first time. Let's have a look at the list. So for today's list, vacuum hose next. Should be fairly straightforward task. Then the variable throttle position sensor. Remember, this came with our SpeedyEFI plug and play kit. Comes on a 3D printed bracket. So we just have to work out where this installs and install it. Should just go in there. Then there's an adapter wire that should go from this setup to the existing Miata position sensor. So that sounds fairly straightforward, and I shouldn't check these off. VTPS wires. Then we can install our cool looking air intake. We can set up the air intake bracket to make sure it all stays where it should do. Then we put on the air intake IAT temperature sensor, and there's an adapter wire, thankfully, that comes with the plug and play kit. So we plug that into the GM AIT sensor, and this goes into the existing loom. Then it's just down to old ECU out, new ECU in, tune the studio and connect, and then we work out what we do from there. So I'm taking the vacuum from where this was the nozzle used for the cruise control unit. So I'm taking that. That's all removed. There was a little cap on it, just remove that. Then I'm going to use the provided hose. They give you 8-foot hose, which is plenty, to put over there. Fingers just over the edge. Bit of a tight fit. Just using something to open up the initial tip.
Soapy water. Yep, seal's made.
It's not going anywhere. Now we need to find a route. So the exit I'm going for, just behind the washer bottle, is an unused grommet. So I'm going to remove the washer bottle, make it a bit clearer, and then we'll see if that'll pop out so we can confirm where we're going. Then we'll drill a hole in that, slide that grommet over the vacuum hose and push through there and make sure we can find it on the other side. So we need to find a good route for the hose now. Let's remove our washer bottle. Okay, the pump power is with the connector and clips. Tuck them out of the way. 10mm bolts, 2 at the top. So I think I've finally chosen to run. Down here, behind the outlet on the canister, underneath all these cables. If you don't have AC in your car, then these grommets are fantastic. So if you do, follow this. Under here, you're going to take it underneath this cable loom so I can keep it away from the AC pipes. Shortly, just to make sure it stays where it should do. Show you, and that's all it's going to go in, which is, so you're looking at the fuse box, you go back, and there it is, just there in the firewall, and that should lead us in, and then we want to go down into where the ECUs are going to go. First up, we need to prepare the grommet. So when was the size? It's maybe going to be a little bit tight, so 5/16 will fit inside the grommet nicely, and there should be a pretty firm grip on the vacuum hose. Grab your drill of choice, and ideally we want to clamp it down. If we can't do that, we're just going to put some gloves on. Should all drill out pretty easily. It's probably pretty brittle at this point. See, it's just gone through. And we're through. So, back of the engine bay. I'm going to add a little bit of soap. A little soapy water added to everything. Make sure we get it the right way. So the grommet's going to go back into the bulkhead this way, and should just slot on there. And roll the grommet way back, as we've got quite a bit of work to do until that goes back in. Then we can start trying to feed this into the little grommet hole. So once you've put enough, you probably need about 6 inches through. Then you should be able to pull everything into place. And once you're at the end, we can wrestle with this grommet and try and get him back into place. Here we have the vacuum line installed, tucked in, and she reappears down in here. Okay, not cutting that yet, gotta wait until everything's in place, and then we'll cut it down a little bit, probably leave quite a lot of slack in case we have to do anything with the ECU. Okay, VTPS or throttle position sensor. I'm guessing it's going to get installed in this direction, but I don't really know, so let's find out. Not removed one of these before, because I've got one of the same sorts of giant C clips that we have on the MAF sensor. So I'm going to get some clips and undo that. Then we've got a little bolt, a little screwdriver stroke nut down there, and one down there. Yeah, and it looks like this, you just screw on top. Let's make it so. $7mm nut. Okay, let's remove this little guy first. And if you apply a bit of backwards pressure as you do each one, it should come away quite nicely. Tuck him out of the way for the moment. 7mm. Hopefully fit now. It does, but I've got no movement on it because of this air box thing. So I might have to undo this and just pull it forward a little bit, just to give myself a bit more room. That's a 10mm. A lot of bolts holding this in place. Two with washer. This should just lift straight off. Interestingly, okay, fun fact. If you can see that. Okay, let's have a little look around, see what we can do. So slight issue is can't remove this without removing the throttle body. Don't have a spare throttle body gasket, so I'd rather not if I can get away with it. So I'm trying to remove the plastic cover first of all. And then remove the throttle body. Yeah, look. This one slightly different. Okay. Taking off the throttle position sensor itself. So I can slide that over. Wind these a little bit. And see. I don't think this is going to work. Pretty sure it's not going to work. Even if I can get it to go on. Okay, this might just work. If you've got a throttle gasket, definitely take the throttle body off. If you haven't, take it apart. Try and one angle it on, and then we'll work from there. Let's see what happens.
Gorgons instead, and 6 hydras. We're going for the kill. No response from defense platform 5, ma'am. Ensign Fry said. That's fine. We'll deal with this on our own. Ma'am, Winterton said, and Fesky found herself glaring at him while resisting an urge to batter him with her wing. He's just doing his job. Yes, she said, managing to sound mostly collected. The enemy vessel just launched 2 more missile volleys in quick succession. Both were equal in number to the first. The impact of the sensor operator's news made Fesky rock backward in the command seat by a degree or 2, and she started to vibrate. Over the years, she'd gotten much better at controlling the winger tendency to wear emotions on the wing, but her usual self-control had officially abandoned her. Helm! Reverse thrust! Now! Chapter 15. Progenitors. 2 squads of Vesta Marines ran forward, fanning out in front of Husher and dropping to one knee, firing round after round at the reptile, but it dropped. Its fellows charged past, apparently unconcerned. Chief Haynes, Husher said after switching to a 2-way channel with theirs against the side of a capsizing boat. I think it's this way, he said, gesturing down a side hall and meeting Gamble's eyes. The major nodded. As always, the Marine commander yielded to his captain's judgment, even though his training and specialization made him better suited to this particular situation than Husher, in theory. But despite starting out as a Condor pilot, Husher had seen his fair share of ground combat back in the messy days of the UHF, and Major Campbell knew that. Captain Keyes had often wanted him deployed with the Providence Marines, actually, and not just for his situational awareness, but also for his principles, which Husher had stuck to no matter the circumstances, even when it had meant flying in the face of command. Have I strayed from that corridor? And Husher...
Right, first thing to go in is the heat shield. Right, first thing's to go under the heat shield. Cool update from the last time you saw it. It's just got a vacuum tube around there on top, just to kind of get rid of those sharp edges, and hopefully I'll make a better seal. Remember from the dry fit before, that's how the system looks. Slight difference we're going to do this time is actually the clamps are going to go on 8mm. These are Spectra tubes. In fact, all of this stuff is Spectra. We are not currently going boost, so we don't need the highest quality, and they seem to be exceptionally good value for money. So that's what we're aiming for with this build. So it's just to get us through. Okay, that one's going to look good there. I'm putting 2 on here, and hopefully it'll become obvious why a bit later. Let's have a look. We're getting close now. Next up, air intake's in, secure, bracket done. I should hold it nicely. Intake, IAT sensor, intake air temperature. Gauge going in. Again, plastic's threaded, but we're not on the boost, so that'll be fine. Need to find somewhere to put the diagnostic gauge. There is. There's an appropriate bolt hole down here. Just need to straighten this out, so it'll pop off. After a lot of messing around, got the diagnostic module just clips down there, just there, so we've still got good access to it. IAT is in, so it's over there, and that will connect into here, but I don't want these wires being quite as loose as they are, so let's protect those with a little bit of a shield. on there. And some good quality electrical tape. It's going to support the high temperatures. And down this end of the cable. Now connect these up. Clips are in place. And intake done. Okay. So it's important to keep your workspace clear. Okay, race car, done. Bracket, done. Adapter wire, done. Old ECU out. I had a bit of trouble getting one of the clips out. Got a little flat screwdriver, holding down the clip with one hand, gently prising out with the other. You should have your ECU, yay! So ECU and a lot of stuff. Let's get rid of some stuff. Okay, one old ECU. One SpeedyEFI. Yeah. Huh. So, I don't really show a profile. And the screw holes are in the bottom of this one and the fronts of these ones. So here's the crazy plan. So I can reuse the existing bracketry in position. I'm not sure if this is a good idea or not, but I'm going to make a plate that's going to take the place of the ECU, and then we'll mount this in here. So this gives us the advantage of it's going to stay in the original position, and we retain our cable guides. Here's another one of those projects that probably would have been better with steel. It's a little bit more flexible than maybe I wanted it, or maybe I should have put a lip around the whole thing. But this is shares the form factor of the old ECU, which means it should now bolt in exactly where it comes out, and contains the cable guides that were on the original. So the only thing we need to add is going to be our USB A to B connector and our vacuum hose. Let's give it a test fit and see how it goes. One bolt at the top, two down, and we're going to for the hose, for the vacuum hose, I'm going to chop it down about there. Nice clean cut. So that's all I've taken off. So the cable's clipped in place. Taking about a foot off the vacuum hose, which goes into the pre-built connector. And hopefully it's all nice and snug, pretty easily. It's a pretty well-built unit, so that 3D printing holds up well. Okay, that's all in. Put this over the bracket. We might just try and put the, now I don't know whether the old foot plate's going to fit as well as it did before. It'll certainly rest over the top. Guess it goes this way up. That's good, that'll all close up nicely. Look at that. But that's a little bit optimistic. So let's leave that off for the moment. And the final step under here, USB-A cable. And you see what we did there? That should make it nice and easy to access, make changes to. Just got that little cable run there. Okay. Okay, everything's in now. Few bits to put back together, but we'll ignore those for a second because we've got the big part to do, which is let's plug into the ECU, make sure it all powers up, go through the steps that we need to do, which I'm not 100% sure what they are until I look them up, but it sounds like we've got select our AFR, tune the throttle position sensor, load the base map. Not necessarily in that order. We'll have a look once we get started. So firstly, we're going to reconnect the power. And there's a good reminder that I've left on top of the battery. So I left this on top of the battery to remind me before I plugged it back in. This comes from SpeedyEFI with the paperwork. Stop. Make sure we remove the SIG for the fuse under the fuse block. Okay, and it gives us a handy little picture. Let's go find it. Okay, under the engine, under the bonnet, we have our little fuse box. Let's see what we have to do to open you up. So we push that way. It seems to come away. Everything's good there. We've got our diagram. We go like we're map reading. And we find our fuse. And we pull it. It's a good fuse, which is good to know. And while I'm in there, on your computer of choice, go get yourself Megasquirt. I went and purchased Tune Studio MS Ultra version 3.0.28. That should get us going. As well as that, so I wasn't quite sure what it meant in the instructions for where to get the INI file from, but there was an INI file in the tune I downloaded from him. So I followed his guide up to selecting the firmware and used the Speeduino.ini file that was in his in the provided bass tune that I got, which is from June the 1st. And then follow the rest of the guide, basically clicking next all the way through until we're back to the not connected page. A few good reasons for it not to currently show not connected. Probably one of the best is the fact that we haven't turned it on. So now I'm gonna